Okay, everybody does a top 5 things that they dislike about their vehicle. I have a 2018 and a half Buick Regal TourX silver. Anyway, real quick, top 5 things I dislike. Number 1, the lack of leather seating. This is the Regal TourX Preferred. It's $33,990, I think, $34,000. And at this price point, there's no reason why a car shouldn't have leather. I had a 2017 Honda CRV, and that car had leather, moonroof, automatic braking, all that other good stuff. Second thing I hate, halogen headlights. Again, at $34,000. If Buick is supposed to be a semi-premium brand, it should actually those really nice LED headlights should be there. Third thing, lack of a power mode or a sport mode on the transmission. Excuse my filthy car. This thing has the 8-speed Ison transmission shared with the Lexus RX 350 and the Volvos. And in those cars, if I remember correctly, they have at least a sport or a power mode that you can toggle to, and they can handle up to, I think, 354 foot-pounds of torque. But on this car, the shift tuning is literally programmed just for high fuel economy, so it tries to get up into the higher gears as quick as possible. But the second thing is you really have to push hard to get any sort of hustling or performance out of it, and that's just, I mean, it should be a simple switch. I think the GS has the GS button, and most other transmissions out of GM seem to have a power or a tow haul or whatever, or a sport mode, but not this guy. Third thing is again, at $34,000, the lack of automatic climate control. I have a manual climate control system. I haven't had a manual climate control system in quite some time. I didn't have it on my 2015 WRX, 2017 CRV, my 2014 Honda Accord Sport. I think maybe that one did have it. My Outback Limited didn't have that. That was a 2012. My 2007 GLI Fahrenheit didn't have that. But here on this $34,000 car, again, Buick is trying to position themselves as a premium or semi-premium brand. To have a manual climate control system seems really cheap, and it just tells you or shows you how GM's accountants, and I actually have an accounting degree, how GM's accountants really suck the life out of the engineers by trying to maximize profit. And the third thing is this stupid body cladding. This is not an Outback. It only has, from the factory, it only has 5.9 inches of ground clearance. So throwing this body cladding on it, and it doesn't have the air suspension that the Audi Allroad has. So throwing this body cladding on there is horrible. If anybody looks at the Opel Sports Tourer, I think is what it's called, over in Germany, because this is a car that actually was made in Germany and is imported. If you look at those, the Sports Tourer without it doesn't have the body cladding, and it looks tremendously better. 3 quickies minor things that really annoy me. You can see I have a carbon fiber transmission surround piece. I ordered that from China, actually, oddly enough, because the chrome actually will blind you during the daytime if it's bright. Second little thing that is the lack of a locking glove box. I haven't not had one in quite some time. And then the third weird thing about this car is that the tire pressures standard are listed at 30 psi. If you drive around with a car at 30 psi, there's a lot more squish and squirm from the sidewalls flexing, so it gives you a more comfortable ride, but it's not really, it belies the actual true potential of this car. This car has a 250 horsepower, 295 foot-pounds of torque, turbocharged 2-liter with an 8-speed automatic transmission and a twinster all-wheel drive system. So the all-wheel drive system will, depending on whether you're in a curve or you're in a straight, it can apply rear power to either one, typically if you're turning it's the outside wheel, or both wheels if you're lacking power. I swapped out the factory tires for Michelin Pilot Sports AS3s and aired them up to 32 or 34 psi. I've gotten tremendous performance out of this vehicle, whereas at 30 psi the vehicle just feels like you're driving your grandma's or your grandpa's Buick. This is a German, for lack of a better term, a German, what do they call them, shooting brake, and it should be treated as such. But for whatever reason, Buick decided to cater to the 60 plus average purchase age of their buyers, instead of the people who really would like a wagon, which are those of us in Gen X who grew up lusting after some pretty nice BMW and Mercedes-Benz sport wagons. That's all. 5 top things: lack of leather, LED headlights missing, no sport power mode on the transmission, lack of auto climate, and the body cladding sucks. That's all. Thanks.